Rolling.
Hi guys, welcome to Urban Minerals channel. I'm so excited because today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on this very look here using the brand new light reflective highlight and Divine Matte contour kit. I am so excited to be showing this to you. Check out these colors. Ooh, I'm so excited. There are 2 cool tone contour colors, a warm tone bronzer, and then there are 3 highlights. Today I used Rose Glow and I'm so excited. So if you are too, grab your brushes and get ready for an awesome tutorial. We're gonna get into it right now. Okay guys, so let's get into this tutorial. First things first, you want to start with bare skin and moisturize really well. Right now I'm gonna put a glow oil on my skin, which has got some gold mica in it. I find that this is kind of like a secret weapon. It makes your skin just kind of luminous. And then with clean hands, just kind of moisturize. As you can see, it's already kind of catching light a little bit. I start with concealer because we're gonna work with the mineral foundation, and this powder has no liquid in it whatsoever. It loves oil. We start with really moisturized skin. No matter what kind of skin you have, this is gonna look really great. Just moisturize really appropriately for your skin type, and then just conceal all the areas that need concealing. Beauty spot, just blend it out. So I'm gonna blend it out and then set right away, just under the eyes, and then when we get to powder, we'll blend it together so it's seamless. I like to bring it up over the eyes. That boy, and then we're going to move straight on to foundation. With the mineral foundation, the kind of brush that I use every time is something like that. This is a kabuki brush. This has got like super dense bristles, and this is perfect because it's going to give the skin a really nice kind of airbrushed finish. If you want to, you can use something like this, which is a buffing brush, or you can just use like a regular powder brush. Anything is fine. Everything will kind of give you a nice smooth finish, but if you want a really nice kind of dense coverage, something like this is perfect. I'm going to be using a mixture of 2 colors. I have Glam Tan, I also have Flourish Tan, and these guys are great. I'm kind of in between the 2, so I'm going to be mixing them together because when it's summer, you know, I'm all Flourish Tan, and then in the winter, as I transition to a really, really lighter skin tone, it totally changes. So I'm going to start here and kind of stipple it onto the skin. And then just blend really, really softly around where I've concealed. I like mixing them together because the Flourish Tan is just a bit warmer, so it kind of gives some life to my skin, which is really what I'm looking for. Might not that precise, and kind of just dip into both. Anywhere that you see any harsh lines from laying down the product, just buff it out. Because I'm a woman of color, I find that it's best to kind of match the color that's happening on the forehead because that's going to look the most natural. So I'm going to use just a bit more of Flourish Tan on my brush for this area, and then just kind of buff it out in circles. Because we're going to go over this area with bronzer later anyways, but I still want to make sure that it's not going to look too pale because once we get too pale, it's going to look sallow, and it's not flattering. So that's pretty light first pass. It might not look like, but it doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything on my skin. It just feels like skin, and I'm getting pretty good coverage. Keep in mind that this is completely natural. There is a blend of 5 minerals, and you're getting 8 medicinal herbs. So it's great for your skin. You're getting chamomile, there's calendula, aloe vera, sea buckthorn, white willow bark, stinging nettle, marshmallow root, and rosemary. All of those are high in antioxidants. You're getting a ton of phytonutrients, lots of omega-3 fatty acids, which are going to encourage cell turnover. And then you're getting a natural SPF protection from all the minerals. When you're putting this on, consider it like skincare and also sun care. And now I'm just gonna continue to kind of build a little coverage in any area that I see that I have a little bit of, you know, old scarring or just anything that I want to conceal a little bit. So that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm gonna move on and I'm gonna do my eyebrows off of camera so that I have a nice frame for my face, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how I do contouring. Okay guys, I'm back and now it's time to contour. You ready? So I'm gonna be using the Light Reflective Highlight in Divine Matte Contour Kit, and the colors in this are so stunning. There are two cool tone contours and there's a warm tone bronzer. So we have Dreamtime, Sun Swept, and After Hours, and just to introduce them to you now, these are the most beautiful highlights you're gonna try. And they're vegan, everything is natural in this palette, just so you know. This is Rose Glow, we have Sun Swept, and then this is Golden Hour. So I'm going to contour with these guys, and then I'm gonna bronze, and then at the end, when I finish my eyeshadow, then I'm gonna go in and highlight so you can see everything come together. It's gonna be beautiful. So I'm gonna start with Dreamtime, and then we're gonna build and create a little bit more definition, and then we're gonna bronze. So starting with Dreamtime, I'm gonna load up my stippling brush. The guideline that I always like to use is from the top of the ear to the corner of the mouth. We're just wrapping this product up and around. We're creating a really nice chiseled effect. Before you start, you do want to find where that cheekbone is, and then you're gonna place your brush right here in the hollow and sweep it up and around. We're kind of moving in this beautiful contour shape. We're gonna eventually create a 3 on the face. So starting here with small circular motions, I'm gonna start to build a little bit of shadow. I'm gonna start to build a little bit of definition here. You're gonna bring that contour shade down and around, and then we're gonna follow right under the apple of the cheek. We don't want to go too high up, we don't want to muddy our concealer, so we're just going to keep it here pretty low. Yeah, so that's nice. I'm going to go back in with my foundation brush and just kind of buff out any area below here that's not kind of seamless. I want it to look like there's no harsh lines, like it just looks really, really nice and blended. And then I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side, still using Dreamtime. And if you want, you can bring it up here into the temple, because we're really isolating that cheekbone. We want it to really kind of pop. And then smile a little and follow the cheek a little bit. Keeping in mind that we want it to look balanced, we want it to look seamless, and the same proportions on either side. And don't be afraid to bring the product up into the hairline, and then just blend underneath with that foundation brush, just making sure there aren't any harsh lines here. So already you can see there's a pretty big difference compared to where I started. Keeping in line with a 3, we're going to bring this kind of down here and flow down the jawline. Really smooth. I find it's kind of like fun just to isolate the chin a little bit. And then same thing on the other side. Not too much, you don't want it to look muddy, just a little bit chiseled. I'm not going to do too much on the forehead because we're going to go ahead and bronze anyways. And now I'm going to contour my nose. So I'm going to use a brush like this guy, and I'm going to go back into Dreamtime, starting from basically the inside of the eyebrow. We're going to sweep that down and just follow right next to where we highlighted down the center of the nose. Really lightly. This is kind of like a low-key lavish look, so it's not going to be over the top contouring. It's just like you could take all of these principles and then amp them up if you want to, or just keep them really light and soft for an everyday kind of glam. Same thing, starting from the inside of the eyebrow here. This will tie in really nicely when we do our eyeshadow. And then just blending out any areas on the nose. So that's kind of like the basics with contouring. We've just created a 3, which has kind of given a really nice chiseled effect to the face. And now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to use an angled contour kabuki brush. Kabuki because it's got really nice dense bristles, and this is going to give us more definition in this area here. So now we're going to really chisel out that cheekbone. And to do that, I'm going to be using Sunswept. Sunswept is maybe like 1 to 2 shades darker than Dreamtime. And so on my brush, I've just picked up a little bit. I'm actually going to take a little bit off because I don't want it to put down too much product. I'm just going to place it in this area right here. Mostly around the cheekbone and not too much around the cheek itself, but here I want it to kind of really lift, because once we get to highlighting, you're going to see it's really going to make that feature pop, and it's going to look really nice. So I'm going to go back over that with the same sifting brush and just kind of blend them together. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in on the other side and do the same thing. LOWKEY Lavish. I'm going to go ahead with a fluffier brush. I'm going to use this guy, which is a large powder brush, and I'm going to use After Hours. So now we're going to bronze a little bit. I'm going to go a little bit more bronzy just because I like that look for kind of an everyday glam. And with this, I just want to warm up these areas here. I want to look tan. I know I am naturally tan, but I want to look more tan. Like alive. I like to go over my nose too, so that it looks like I've been on vacation. And then just sweep a little bit here. Make sure I'm kind of tying it all together in the temples. There too. Once you're kind of done bronzing, just make sure you go over it again and blend it all out. I don't want to see any harsh lines. I just want it to be smooth and just really, really soft. And that's pretty well it. Like, we've contoured and that looks great. So now I'm going to move on to some eyeshadow, and then at the end we'll highlight, and then you'll see it all come together like magic. For today, I think I'm going to do kind of a halo eye, and we're going to be using all of these colors to achieve that, and then I'm going to be using Rose Glow. It's so pretty on the skin. It just kind of warms it up a little bit, and then it'll tie in really nicely with the colors I'm wearing. I'm going to start with a fluffy powder brush like this, one of these guys, and I'm going to pick up Dreamtime. We're going to now extend where we created the shadow for the nose contour into the eye socket. Now we're going to basically create a guideline. A halo eye is just a halo. It's a dome shape. I'm following the socket here. We're going to create some shadow. So this is the transition shade I'm putting in first. And this you can sweep, basically tying it in the nose contour and then following around. And then just kind of marrying it in here at the side here. And a good key to be doing when you're doing your transition shade, it's always best to have yourself looking down into the mirror, so that you have the most landscape to be working with, and then you have the most area to blend out. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. When I get to the side where the tail of my eyebrow is, I'm going to kind of just create a little bit of a parallel to that, but not pulling it out all the way. I'm still maintaining that halo dome effect. So now I'm going to take a brush like this. This is kind of like a tapered blending brush, and I'm going to pick up Sunswept. And I'm going to go right below where I created that transition. Now we're going to start to create a little bit more depth here. You can see it already. You don't want to go right up because we want a nice smooth transition. We want it to look like a gradient. And with that same fluffy brush, just kind of blending them together like so. With a brush like this. This is kind of a tapered blending brush. And so I'm going to go into After Hours now, and I'm going to just lay it down on the lid itself. So this is a really nice warm tone, and I find that it really helps to warm up the eyelid. It looks really pretty. It's great for fall and winter, and it's beautiful over the face as a bronzer. I personally love it. The cool thing about using the same colors from the contour palette as eyeshadows is that it's going to look really harmonious. So eyes are pretty much done. Now the same thing I'm going to do under the eyes, and I'm going to use this tapered brush, starting with this guy, and then we're going to go into Sunswept, just on the lower lash line, because we're going to create the same effect down below. Okay, and with this guy, taper blending brush, I'm going to go back in and warm it up with Sunswept. This is not too precise, it's all kind of soft. Just making sure it's just balanced, that's all. Okay, so I'm gonna use a pencil brush like that, and I'm gonna go into After Hours, and I'm gonna just warm up the lower lash line to the center of the eye, and then just kind of sweep it up into this area. And then we're gonna blend everything out. Soft and kind of diffused. It's not too tight of a halo eye, it's more of a diffused halo, which I personally really like. So I'm going to do my liner and my mascara off camera, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how to highlight. Okay guys, so I'm back, and now I'm going to highlight, which I'm so excited about. So I'm going to use Rose Glow today. It goes kind of with the whole like soft kind of Valentine's Day look. So I'm going to be using a little rounded tapered brush like this to go in with Rose Glow, and we're going to highlight the top of the cheekbones, the cupid's bow, down the nose. I like to load up my brush, and you want to use a source of light to see where it's going to bounce right off of that cheekbone, and then go in with this color right there. Don't be shy. Ooh, it's so pretty. I love this color so much. The cool thing about this is if you want to, you can spray it with a setting spray, and then you can really get an intensified color with it. It looks amazing like that. See, and it's the reverse of the contour. We're just wrapping that product down and around the cheekbone. I find that it's kind of the most flattering if it comes down and around, but it doesn't, it ends kind of around here. We don't want it too far in, because we don't want it to look like your skin is greasy. We want to look like it's lifted. So just here, really focusing on that cheekbone. Same thing with the other side. So I'm going to go above the eyebrow, just rub the brow bone there. And here, this will catch the light really nicely, and it looks awesome in photographs. And then with a flat little brush like that, right above the cupid's bow. Center of the nose. I'm not bringing it all the way down. I want it to be pretty soft. And then I'm going to take this into the inner corner to give it a nice highlight. There. We can even use this under the brow bone. Just a little bit, just to kind of seamlessly bring it together. I personally like using one highlight tone all over the face to highlight instead of using just one in the inner corner and then a different one all over. Well, it brings a nice color harmony. And do the chin first. And then do the chin. Just a little bit. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Everything's done. The pièce de résistance with this, definitely said it. I'm gonna just be using rose water. If you're dating a woman who does makeup, proper makeup, you always know when you should get ready, sweaty spray or setting spray, because that's all the time you need. Okay guys, that was the finished tutorial using the Light Reflective Highlight and Divine Matte Contour Kit. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and put it out there into the world. This is amazing vegan makeup and it deserves to be on so many faces. So thank you, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye! This is low-key lavish, it looks great.
It's okay.
This is hard. Shit.